people are very comfortable. That's why sometimes you never reach your potential, your full potential.
One of the key problems that humans face are communication related.
There is Zuri, right? Zuri. I guess Zuri has been doing much of the jobs for them.
If all you do in your job is calling, then you might be at risk.
You think that AI artificial intelligence will overthrow human intelligence?
No, it can never.
Even nowadays, people on X, instead of somebody typing a 2-sentence,
Yeah.
Just grok.
yes, you just go to Grok and then
Hello and welcome back to Traders KE Season 2, Episode 4. And today, actually, we are very happy, man. We have another female guest. This makes that female guest, yeah?
yes,
For those who are asking where is the other female guest, you should check out the last episode we did, which is now out. And we did talk some things about synthetics trading. So if you have always been asking, am I hearing what derivatives and volatilities and everything, we did cover that up in our last episode. So make sure to check that out. And don't forget to leave a like and a comment. And also, make good use of that platform anyway. So anyway, today a lot has been happening, and I hope you have been good in the markets and they have been treating you well. A lot has been happening. The Epstein files are now out. Yeah, and a couple big names have been mentioned, photos and videos everywhere. So the world generally is just a crazy place, and so is the markets, and so is this platform. You're also trying to take it to the next level, bringing conversations that enlighten you. And today I have a book, so I'm also looking forward to learning. Anyway, Nick, how has been gold?
the last time gold has been punching upside, and we saw a lot of people making money from the gold move. But then there was one tweet that I saw. I'm always very much active on Twitter, and somebody said, Stephanie, she said that I hope that all this money that you guys have made from gold, you're not going to donate it back to the markets. And the same day, we saw gold crashing, and everybody who had bought gold, I'm pretty sure everybody
On that
was
day,
liquidated.
did wipe around $10 trillion
Yes,
of market cap.
yes, and how much was wiped in your account? $10 yako ilienda. Okay, but anyway, we have seen a lot happen in the markets, and whatever will keep you in the game for the long is simply risk management. Because if you had risked all your money during that particular time, then I'm pretty sure you lost everything, and now you have to start rebuilding again. But again, welcome to yet another episode of Traders KE. This is our fourth episode so far in 2026. And we have been talking much about the markets. We have been, doing a lot of episodes with good traders out here. And today we are taking a different turn. Apart from trading, we have a very beautiful and interesting guest. So she's going to be taking us through a very good topic, which is AI and data. All right. And that's a topic that also we have been insisting to traders that we use AI in one or the other.
We have been talking about
Yes.
data every now and then.
Yeah, collecting data and all that, especially in trading. So I'm pretty sure this is a topic that is going to be very interesting, and a topic that is going to help even most of you. Maybe your trading journey is going to make a U-turn after this conversation. So keep tuned, and karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes, give us a brief introduction of yourself.
Thank you so much. And hi to everyone who's watching us. Thank you so much, Traders K, for having me. My name is Cindy Wanjiro Munene. I am a data and AI specialist. I'm a creator, an entrepreneur who's currently building a data community by the name Everything Data, where we offer training in data analytics, data science, and data engineering. And this year, we are looking to also introduce AI literacy into the curricula and help everyone to be able to get the skills that will prepare you for the future.
That is very nice. So, Cindy, when did you start this thing of data and AI?
I started it in 2023. I'm an actuarial science graduate and I finished my actuarial science studies in 2023 April. After that is when I figured out that I don't want to go to the actuarial route. I wanted to still stick with the numbers, however, use it in another way, not in the actuarial route, since I really didn't enjoy that. That's when I went back to my laptop and I I came across the data analysis professional certificate by Google. That's where I started. And as I was learning, I had a lot of issues with guidance. So I seeked help from, or I sought help from people who I knew. I mean, my networks, the ones that I could see they do uh, data. Maybe you have something like data on your bio from whatever social media profile. I would text you and ask you to mentor me. So everyone agreed, and that's how I formed a WhatsApp group that is now a community of over 1,000 people, where I am connecting the mentors with the data enthusiasts to help them to learn and to grow in the data space.
That's some good gig you got going on.
Thank you. Thank
Amazing.
you.
Why did you maybe leave the actuarial science? Maybe mbona uliachana nayo? Was it a career that you maybe wanted to do, ama your parents maybe forced you to do it?
I wasn't forced into it. I basically, when I finished my high school, I knew I wanted to do something that was math, something math. So, weighing my options, I thought actuarial science would be interesting. So, I just picked it. Then it wasn't interesting. I didn't enjoy insurance. I mean, I do enjoy learning about risk and probabilities and math, but not really getting into insurance. I think it's not my passion, it's not in my interest. So I just deviated into something else.
So
Something tend to think that you could have been a good trader.
mathematics.
And the thing with the risk stuff. Yeah, so anyways, Cindy, we are very excited. This is the first episode I'm actually doing holding a book on my lap. Because anyway, it's something that we are looking to know more about, because we have been big advocates of data in our trading communities. We do have a very huge trading community based on X and also other platforms. But this is data for traders, that is. And we have been advocating for that. But there are some questions, there are some things that we do find that we are not maybe doing to that certain extent that you're supposed to be doing with the data that we have. So that is why we have you here. Because in one of your famous videos that I saw, it was a nice introduction. Like, are you using the data you are collecting? Do you collect data? Do you use the data? And do you make decisions based on those data that you collect? So we are looking forward to that.
Thank you so much. I think beyond everything, I think data literacy is for everyone and not just someone who wants to become a data analyst or a data scientist or a data engineer. So it goes back to what do you do? Because whatever you do, there's some data there. Whether you're an artist, a trader, photographer, whatever field you are in, you need to be taking your data and you need to be analyzing it and using it to make better decisions for your organization, your company, and for yourself.
And even before we go too far, most of you who are watching us are traders, and so the big question is: do you collect data, and how do you use the data that you have collected? Because you are always advocating, journal whatever you are doing, journal your trades, review your trades. But rarely do you guys don't do that. You just wake up, you press buy or sell, you lose money or you gain money, you go sleep, and then the cycle continues, which is
You wake up and donate the money you made.
yes. You wake up, yes. So a cycle of doom, and that's why many of you are not yet profitable.
Yeah, so like Cindy, would you mind telling us, being a data analyst is a big title, I guess, yeah? would you mind telling us how can you become a data analyst?
Well, yeah, we all start by learning, and that's why I created Everything Data. So one, you can join Everything Data, and you'll be able to
Everything data is a website.
Everything Data. Yes, we have a website, everythingdataafrica.org. Then basically, we are a data community, and we accommodate everyone who wants to learn about data, who is enthusiastic about data, or who wants to help those who are growing in the data space. And one of our main pillars is our mentorship program. We run a mentorship program where we train people to get into data careers. We have done 4 cohorts, and we're currently in the 5th cohort. We'll be starting the 6th cohort somewhere in June. So we'll be taking the application somewhere in April and May. And for someone who wants to become a data analyst, I highly encourage you to look out for when these applications open, and you'll be able to learn what you need to know. However, I will also give you the structure that I use, the roadmap that I used to be able to be a data analyst. First and foremost, you need to learn about spreadsheets. Basically, how are you going to store this data? And this is the most lightweight tool, because there are companies that have thousands and thousands of data. They don't use Google Sheets, they don't use Excel, but a good starting point would be learning Excel or Google Sheets. Once you learn about how to input your data into these rows and columns, how to be able to now manipulate this data after you've already collected it, cleaning it, and creating pivot tables, creating charts, just to be able to showcase what you have actually analyzed. That is one. Number 2, you need to learn about SQL. SQL is a programming language, which is not really a programming language. It's basically a language that we use to communicate to databases, to help us retrieve data from databases. As I said, there are companies that don't use lightweight tools like spreadsheets, like Excel. So they will be using databases. You need to be able to learn this language to help you to communicate to these databases, for you to retrieve data from these databases. So it basically runs on a select statement. You basically select the data that you want. That's how SQL works.
Don't worry, I'm gonna just note to everything because
I'm doing my best to
Yes, at least
keep
tunaelewa.
it as simple as possible.
yeah.
And finally, you need to learn visualization, a visualization tool. The simplest one that you can. You can choose between Looker, Tableau, Power BI. Choose one and just try to learn how it works. Try to learn how to create your own dashboard, create your slicers, create charts, bar graphs, to be able to visualize your data to whoever it's important to. And with these 3, you'll be able to you'll have taken the right steps just before you build your final project. So the final step is always building up final project or building a project. You need to be able to show us that you can use the skills that you've learned. So after learning Excel, after learning SQL, after learning a visualization tool, the next thing is to build something that can show us that you know what you learned. And with this, then I would call you a data analyst.
Wonderful. So you actually maybe don't need a school to do all that, like an online school. Can you do it as online?
You actually don't need a school. I am self-taught. I have learned through the famous YouTube University, and also Coursera, and a few other platforms like Alex the Analyst or other analyst builder now. And I would say that you can definitely utilize the information that you have for free. However, it will be great for you to join a community where you can be able to get more guidance, and just don't like not to move alone. You move even further when you move with people. So community is very important.
There is something you did mention, and it's quite some time before I've had someone talk about it. Visualization board. It's, I think, very important for people to have. Can you highlight why it's, a visualization board is important in your journey? And I know it applies across all fields, not just maybe data.
Yeah, definitely. I think a dashboard is important when you are communicating your insights or whatever you've done to your stakeholders and to your people, because there's a lot of work that you've done behind or at the back end that we don't know about, and you don't have to show us all the steps. You don't have to show us that, okay, I analyzed this column, I checked these prices. You just have to show us what's important, and that's why this dashboard is very, very important. You basically put the key things. A business is coming to you, they want to understand why people are not buying from them in the month of January. So you look at the trends and you see, okay, in the month of January, most of the people who buy from you are paying school fees, or they are doing this and this, and maybe this is not a need for them in January. That's why they come to you in February. So I think a dashboard is very important to have that central place to just communicate uh, your insights to especially non-technical people. They just need that board to see, oh, you earned 1 million. That's the chart. It shows June ndo tulikuwa na the most money, instead of just having a spreadsheet and then taking them through all these steps that are not necessary.
That is nice, by the way.
Na
I
hapo
think
kwa
now,
hapo kwa the visualization I believe, is it like a chart or something, like
The
kuna ile tulikuwa
dashboard is
nafanya
basically,
pie charts or something.
yeah, it's basically you show us maybe the key metrics. For example, the total revenue that people have had maybe in the past year, maybe the number of customers. Just show the key metrics: number of customers, total revenue, revenue per month, and then you can also create charts to show us maybe the revenue per month and how it differs with months. So in January it was upper chini, February kapanda, so that we can just see that trend, and also maybe a pie chart to see out of our customers, maybe 30% of them are from Nairobi and 70% of them are outside of Nairobi. So just trying to understand the key things in a simple manner.
that is nice. Anyway, you did talk about something about the benefits of learning a high income skill. So I want you to tell us again the benefit of it, because I think apart from data, we have not talked about AI, that we are going to get there. But apart from all those, I think the online, we call them sharp boys. I think there is a lot you can do on the internet. So, what are the benefits of learning a high income skill?
Right. I think one of the benefits or rather, one of the main benefits of learning a high income skill is that it's your unique selling point and no one can ever take it away from you. It is, you have built on it, you know it, and it becomes your unique selling point. It becomes a you thing. And I think we usually say high income skill, but I believe that everything can become a high income skill. It just matters on what problems are you willing to solve. Are you willing to solve small problems or big problems? The problems that can be solved for people who can pay small money for it, and the people who can pay big money from the small for solving the same problem. It's just the same way a graphic designer in Nairobi can be paid 30,000 a month, and the same graphic designer can get 250,000 a month, because they're solving problems for different people. So you need to identify what problems are you willing to solve. Are you willing to solve small problems or big problems? And that is where you're going to get the high income from, or rather make your skill a high income skill or not.
Most of us, Bona, we focus on small problems. Most people are very comfortable. That's why sometimes you never reach your potential, your full potential, because you're focusing on, those. That's a only wise man, ban. That's is a wise man is very general.
We should look for more ladies to be joining us because that's so very wonderful talk. Tuko hapa tuko like
Leo tumeshangaa pia sisi bana.
tumeshangaa sana.
Very
So,
interesting too.
by the way, congrats. I have seen you have gotten several invites to universities and stuff to address on the same. There was early on last year you had an invite at Uma University. I was intrigued to check it. Very nice place.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful.
And actually, we do wish you the best. Since you did say you have now for 2026, you did sign up to become a data consultant.
Yes, for everyone. Yes, please come to me for all your needs. I have signed up to be your data consultant. You need to just come to me. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have also come to Cindy. Everybody come to Cindy. You will check her out. But before we end on the data thing, there is one favorite quote I love about to do with data. The one says that men lie, women lie, but data don't lie.
Yes,
For sure.
those are facts.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So I think maybe let's check a bit also on data and AI because that's your specialty, yeah. And I do understand that you are also a prompt engineer. And AI has been crazy. Actually, I don't know much about data, just the ones that I collect maybe from my trading and stuff.
Yeah.
But from the way you do explain it, I do see the need to work on it more. And by the way, I'm not so smart. I'm just, I think, street smart. So, even if you do, especially Nick and I, we really have the other team. I think this is what we best at. This is what we do best at.
Yeah.
Because we're also trying to get better day by day. Me, I cannot do a simple video editing. Me, I will shoot, but the editing, but I give it to someone else.
Yes.
On the same, but I also do understand that it's not everybody that gonna be able to sit on, come and do something, talk to people without minding being judged. Same with this one. We're all talented in different ways. Yeah. So I think the big thing, AI has been the talk of the town. Not even the town, has been the talk of the world because AI is going crazy. I don't know. I think AI is the most interesting thing. I don't know. And they do say we are having an AI bubble. Do you believe you're in an AI bubble?
Not entirely, because I use AI as a tool, as a friend, and I don't really, I won't succumb to whatever people need to say about, I think it's a misconception, honestly. AI is here to help us, not here to replace us. If there's someone who's going to replace you, it's someone who's using AI if you're not. So AI is not here to replace you, and it's not here to just move or that bubble mentality. I think we should just learn how to use it responsibly, not over rely on it. And as you said, learning how to now prompt and ethically use AI. I think it will set you apart from anyone who isn't. Because when you say AI is a bubble and it will move, then I think the only thing that will be moving is the world and not you.
Let me say something. When you talk of, you have talked of most people nowadays, we use AI as a friend. Actually, most people, they would rather talk to AI about their problems, but they don't want to talk to a human being. So you get, for example, if I just tell AI on my phone to tell me anything about my life, it knows like 80% of whatever I have been doing, what I do every single day, because every morning personally I use AI to run a community. So I use AI sana sana to help me run the community and all that. So the big question here is this data that we are giving to AI, how safe is it?
That's a good question. And I think, I mean, don't you want it to learn about you so that it can be able to, make you more intelligent? It also depends on what are your goals for giving your data to this AI. And I do think that when it comes to, because AI is only as good as the data that you give it. So, in as much as we want to maybe keep this data, then we're not helping AI because it's only as good as the data that you give it. So, the more and the more accurate data and the more data that you give it, the more sensible it can be.
Okay, when you say that, makes me remember. I think early on, I guess by the end of last week, uh, about also the safety of our data. We had this, of notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also like it is an AI social media for AI agents only, and humans cannot, post on that social media. There is also another one. I don't know, something.
I've not heard of them.
Yeah, so basically it's an AI social media for AI agents. Like AI went ahead and created a social media for them, and they are now sharing about information.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw that. I saw
yeah.
that.
So,
It was
what can you say
hilarious.
about that? Because I think that's something we should also be looking at when you're talking about AI.
Yeah, I think, okay, I haven't given a deep dive into it, although I've just seen it somewhere. Though I think we should rely on that, not really rely, but uh, take that information with care, because I think it's communicating something to us at the end of the day. It's telling us that we are maybe harsh, or there's something that it's communicating to us, and I think we should listen, and it should help us to now create better models. Because again, if I'm not sure if you know this, but ChatGPT has always been updating. It started with just a little data, but as we've continued progressing, it keeps feeding itself with more and more data, and it keeps helping us better. Like right now, you can be able to generate even images,
Even
videos,
videos, yeah.
even with AI. I mean, you couldn't do that at some point. You could only do text. So the more information, I know there's going to be even more problems coming up, but it matters. What matters is how we are resolving them. So now that we know that information about the AI and them chatting about us, how are we using it to better our AI or to better ourselves in using AI? So I think just taking that information and helping and making it to help us to train our AI better to help us better.
What will be the final outcome when already this AI that we have already given it enough data and it's now more intelligent? Do you think that artificial intelligence will overthrow human intelligence?
No, it can never. But and again, I don't. What's enough data? I don't think there's anything like enough data. Data is it's too much, and it's a lot. And the more we progress, it's like saying that there's something like perfection or being 100% perfect. We can never get to that point, and that's again why humans are very very important, because in as much as artificial intelligence is helping us, then we can't over rely on it. It can't do everything for us. You still need to cross check it. You still need that human to be able to communicate what this AI is saying to whoever in a non-technical way or in the simplest way possible. You also need someone who will critical think. I mean, you've just asked the AI to do something small for you, but how are you going to apply it in today's world and specifically in Kenyan market, in the Nairobi market? It's not really something that the AI can tell you. You know, the AI will probably not know that that yesterday we had matatu strike here in Nairobi until we tell it. It won't know that maybe right now we are recording this podcast and it's my first interview podcast. Probably if you ask ChatGPT, it will tell you that I've never been on a podcast interview.
Celebrate that win. Celebrate that win, Kwanzaa. Your first
Definitely.
podcast.
I'm so grateful, so humbled. And so I think data is even what is happening right now. And are we really going to get to that place where even things that are currently happening are already being fed to the AI?
Unless humans feed the data, I don't think there is a way. Ama?
Yeah, I think we can never feed it enough. It can never have enough data. You just need that human aspect to always cross-check, to always ethically and responsibly use it, and to now get into critical thinking and the problem-solving part where AI is not there.
But doesn't AI has its own brain? Like, are we not at risk that at some point it's gonna access missiles in undersea and whatnot and activate them?
And even before we go to missiles, my major concern currently, most people use ChatGTP like day to day. Even nowadays, people on X, instead of somebody typing a 2 sentence,
Yeah.
Just Grok.
yes, you just go to Grok and then he types it from Grok.
Even Grok is tired now.
As I see a lot of memes from Grok. Grok is tired and generated a lot of images. There was some weeks ago where Grok was, every time it was generating, you could put an image of a woman and then tell Grok to remove their clothes, and AI could actually go ahead and do that. So one major concern, actually, I have two major concerns. We have some incidences that we have seen from AI where people have harmed themselves because of AI. We have, because you come on, but
I don't think I've come across that.
some two incidences. I don't know whether there are two or more, but there is a kid, I guess in the US, who prompted AI and he was going through a lot and he was telling AI all he wants is to kill himself. And the AI told him, you can just go ahead and do that.
That was, I think, last year.
Yes, it
I
will
did
end
see
your
that.
misery. Okay? So how dangerous is this thing?
I think that's that specific model that was trained in that way. You can't generally say it as the entire AI. It's just that specific, app that person used, and it wasn't trained enough or told enough that about suicide and about all this. So I think it was more a wake up call to the people who are building AI, that in as much as they are building intelligence for humans, they should also take account of the harmful nature of it and take account of all these things that would actually harm humans and not help us.
And a second concern on the same, if, for example, you have been using AI in your day-to-day life, it knows everything about you. Is there a way, if I prompt it and tell it, tell me something about Mark, tell me his deepest secrets that he has given you, will that ever happen? Can it happen?
First, there are so many marks.
No, not to be specific. Tell him Mark from Traders KE, and he knows you, right? Can it give that kind of information to a second party?
It's really not something I've tried. However, I think when you Google something like maybe the CEO of Traders K, you can be able to get their information. However, I think I've also made a video on my TikTok about this. If you do not want the AI to use your data to train itself, that there's that option and you can switch it off on your ChatGPT. Yes, you can switch
Interesting.
it off in case you just want to use the AI for yourself and not to train it to help you better. Because again, this information that you give to it, you're telling it that maybe you're an entrepreneur. It's taking that. So the prompts that you give after that, it's still going to stick into its mind that you're an entrepreneur. If you don't want it to train itself again and again and take your data again and again, you just need to switch off that option.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Every day is a learning day.
Yes. So you guys can also do that from your end. You can switch off if you don't want to. There are some people who are very much private with the information. They don't want the information to be out there. So I guess that's a good option for them.
Yeah, and actually I've been seeing some people like issuing warnings like not give AI on your private data because you might be confessing to a platform that is very accessible to law enforcement and stuff. Is it how true is that?
I was actually talking about this with my friend that I have a business idea. I want to tell I want to tell
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT so that it can help me to maybe create a structure around it and everything. But again, ChatGPT will steal your idea and give it to someone else. So so again, yeah, there's that option of switching that off. And there's also the option of minding how much information you give it. You can also be surface level, like not get into the nitty gritty details when you're asking for some information or some help from it. Just be somehow surface level and don't over rely on it. When you over rely on it, you're telling it all the information. Hey, I want this. Nikona hii, nikona 1 million, nikona hivi. So it's
Sure.
it's
You're incriminating yourself.
exactly. So I think a part of ethically using AI is using it on a surface level. Don't over rely on it for everything everything. Yeah.
So anyway, Cindy, what are the essentials for a professional to thrive in this modern day of AI?
Great question. I think they are okay. Let me mention how many. Let me start. The first one will definitely be communication. I think in all my years of experience, being a student and also being in the workplace, I have noted, and even in friendships and in relationships, I've noted that one of the key problems that um, humans face are communication related. They are just communication lapses. There's just something about a communication barrier or a communication lapse. So I think number one that will set a professional apart from anyone else in this age of AI is going to be how you communicate. So learn to be a good communicator and it will set you apart. Number
So on
two,
communication, are we talking about how you communicate with AI or with other people outside you?
with other people. Okay, now not with AI. I'm talking about with other people. I'm talking about the relations that you have and how you speak and what you speak and everything about communicating.
Because I think I did realize AI does not answer to vulgar language.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If you are too much vulgar on AI, it tells you I can't help you.
Yeah, I can understand or something. A very nice point on communication. People have big problems, me included, when it comes to communication. Even working together as this team, sometimes you're going to have issues, but those issues would have been sorted easily if we just communicated. I'm not going to be available. I'm not. But
Exactly.
most people will tend to maybe keep quiet until things zimeenda vibaya. Great
Exactly.
point.
Number two is going to be critical thinking. I think a professional really needs to be a thinker or step into the thinking shoes if they want to thrive in this age of AI, because again, artificial intelligence is giving us a lot of information. So what are you doing as a person to make sure that you are being different from someone else? You need to use your I was tears. You need to be a thinker. You need to be a critical thinker and a problem solver, honestly. We talked about the small problems and the big problems. So you need to be able to identify which problems you need to solve and being able to think outside the box. Just think beyond the AI, because the AI can't give you all the information and it doesn't have enough context about Kenya and the business that you're running and the person you want to become. It doesn't have enough of that. You are the person who has enough information about that. So you need to step into thinking and utilizing that with AI to help you become a better person. And finally, I would talk about being a creator. I think this goes back to networking. And networking for me is not knowing people, it's people knowing you. Because
Say that again.
networking is not you knowing people, it's people knowing you. And how do people know you? People know you by you creating and putting yourself out there. And I usually say this, the only way people are going to know you is if you've created enough value for them to want to know you. So create that value, create content around it, and put yourself out there for people to actually, have conversations with you or want to get something from you. I mean, be the value. Don't go out there looking for value.
That's interesting.
And to add on that, in the field that we are in trading, we usually get a lot of people coming and telling me, oh, Nick, I don't have capital. Please help me with capital. Please help me and connect me with some people who can give me their capital to trade. And whatever you have been told, you have to attach value to yourself. Showcase whatever that you have. All right. If you can trade that small account consistently, okay, you can publish the account on my FX book. You can do copy trading. You can, people, if you have value, people are going to come to you. You're not going to be running to people. So it's
You just collect your data.
yes. Collect data, have the data. Onyesha wase mimi, this is what I have been doing, and I can do this. And people will come running to you and not the other way around. So that's a very good wake up call. Wewe mwenye una capital, kwa mahali kwa bidisita yako unashangaa utafanya namna gani? Publish your data on, we have my Facebook. I guess it's very much reliable. And people are going to come to you, bana. And this will be much easier if you whatever she's saying, create content around the value that you have, and life is going to be very easy for you.
Much more easier. So, Cindy, I want you to help us with something. You did say you are a prompt engineer, yeah? We have always had like a little query whereby we find ourselves, almost about 1% of maybe ChatGPT. I said it right, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we only like tuna highlight hapo juu tu, we make can I say weak prompts. So I want you to help us and the audience today to know how we can be a good prompters. I won't say even engineers, because we might never reach to those levels, but the sky is the limit, alhamdulillah. So how can we be good prompters so that our AIs can be able to be of service to us?
Great question. I think I said this before. AI is only going to be as good as the data that you give it. So what are you telling it to do for you? I usually break it down into 4 things: role, context, the task, and the limitations of this task. Number 1, the role. you need to tell this AI to act as someone. Who are you? I am a data specialist, and maybe I want to analyze data for a real estate company, let's say. So I will tell it, act as an expert data specialist. That's how I will start my prompt, so that the AI can step out of its own role, like a general role, and get into being an expert data specialist. Then I will give it my context. I will tell it that a real estate company has reached out to me and they have 20 customers and they are not selling, or I will give it all the context that it needs or that I have to be able to solve this problem. So whatever context you may have, you're a business owner, you're a this, you have sold this, you have this, all the information that it might need before knowing what you need to do for it, give them all that information. Then get into the task. So what do you want it to do for you? You want it to create a contract, prepare a contract, or you want it to prepare an analysis or give you steps that you'll take to analyze this data. You will now give it this task. Then get into the limitations of this task, because the AI can give you even a whole, I don't know, so many pages. You need to tell it now, I want 5 bullet points, or I want one paragraph. Just simplify everything into one paragraph. Or I mean, any limitations that you might be having for this task and how you want the output to look, that's what you'll end it with. So, using these 4 steps, you'll be able to,
Be a good prompter.
yes.
That's nice. Maybe what's your word? Because there is this word AI agents that has been coming up pretty well. I was talking about it when I was referring to Notebook. And I think businesses right now, even the big companies from abroad, they are diving more into those AI agents. What are these AI agents, and how essential are they in business? And will they replace the human job, ama kutaenda aje?
Yeah, that's a great question. AI agents is basically, so what's different between ChatGPT and an AI agent is that AI agents work on their own. They don't need me to be a prompt engineer to give it any prompt. It works autonomously. So it can be able to think, it can act, and it can learn from whatever it's doing and do the process all over again. So basically, if I am if I have an AI agent that does my social media work, then it can be able to do everything from checking the content calendar and seeing that today we need to post content, creating the graphics that are needed for whatever content that we need to put out today, and even going to post that content. This might make you think that, oh, it's replacing a social media manager. However, the social media manager now steps into more admin work or more, because these are repetitive tasks. And you know that we're trying to make this world better by being able to automate these repetitive tasks. So that's basically what an AI agent is doing. But what it can't do is communicate this to my CEO. Me as a social media manager, I can use an AI agent to make work easier for me and lift off that work for me, the posting and everything. So I can only concentrate on maybe numbers. I can only concentrate on how are we going to how are we going to get to a greater reach, or how are we going to really get to our target audience, because the AI agent won't do that. So basically, the AI agent will just deal with posting that content and lifting off all these repetitive tasks from your social media manager. However, they're not able to understand the context of why you're posting on social media, what brand you are, what you're trying to push in your market, the numbers, how to get to a greater reach. So now the social media manager steps into more hands-on tasks, more critical thinking tasks, and is able to help themselves by using this AI agent. It lifts off some work for them so that they can really capitalize on the main job of being a social media manager.
Talking of agents, we have one of the biggest companies we have in Kenya, Safaricom. And for the last couple of years, I guess, we have seen whenever you try calling, you guys have tried calling SAF. Every time you try to call them,
Such a
it's
hassle.
an AI. Okay? So don't you think that there are many people who lost jobs and AI now replaced that? The same goes down to even messages like there is Zuri, right? Zuri. I guess Zuri has been doing much of the jobs for them. What do you think maybe happened to those guys who are doing the jobs? Because earlier, whenever you would call them, it is a human who will pick the call and you get the help. But nowadays it's all AI.
That's a good question. I think if all you do in your job is calling, then you might be at risk.
Very good answer.
Yeah, you might be at risk of being replaced because again, I really like to speak about learning a lot. I mean, we are in a continuous trajectory of learning that never ends. So I do believe that if your task is very repetitive and it's the same thing going over and over again, I mean, you need to look for
That
something
can be fed
else.
into a model.
That's a very repetitive task. And looking at a company like Safaricom, it's a big company, so they might even have like 500 people who just pick calls. If the AI can have the number of these people and just have a good number of people to just now deal with those heavy tasks, then it's a win for the company. So I do think that in as much as we are fearing this AI to replace us, what are we really doing? What is our work? Are we relying on some repetitive work? Because that's 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 going to put you at a very bad place.
Anyway, Cindy, we have seen that AI actually, I guess it's the biggest thing now. And we have seen the maybe Trump administration, which is very positive on AI, pouring billions of dollars into the AI business. And we also had big tech firms offering around $250 billion last year for that is debt for the big companies to have something like AI agents and the stuff. So obviously, it's a lot of big money coming in. Yeah. So, what is the future of AI? With that said and done,
Well, that's a great question. I think the future of AI and how I see AI is I see it revolutionizing all the sectors: education, healthcare, just to be able to help different people. Because as we as we all know, we're all different with different abilities, different capabilities. And so I think the future of AI is to be able to help each and every person, regardless of your background and your abilities. So looking at, like in the US, I do know of a school that is currently using AI to educate their students. And this means like students who are autistic and dyslexic can be able to get better help with AI because the AI understands dyslexia, dyslexia or autism and all those sicknesses. So they're able to, and this, if this child was taken to a normal school, they'd probably be getting poor grades.
Yeah.
But now that they're in an environment where artificial intelligence is able to capture, like now they need a break, now they need to be in their focus time, now they need to play, now they, it balances everything for them and it helps them to become better regardless of their abilities, regardless of any background that they have come from.
Oh, nice. And maybe as we come to a close, for somebody who is starting to learn on how to use AI, how to analyze their data, where would you recommend them to start from?
I would definitely recommend you to join Everything Data Africa, which is the community that I've been building since 2023. We are on Instagram at everythingdata.africa, also on LinkedIn, Everything Data Africa. We're also on X and which other platform? Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Yes, we're also on YouTube.
Everything Data Africa, that's the usernames. Even on
Yes.
X?
Yes.
Ah, nice. We have a big, very big audience on X. You guys go check her out.
Traffic will be coming your way.
Yeah, sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been interesting, and I know there is a lot more like deeper details we can talk about all that, and also assume that not assume you also Karen Nyamos in all this. So I don't have lawyers, so I hope I don't get sued. So anyway, we could obviously look for when you have queries, when you come with queries, because I believe we are the team I have is so much into research and that. So I know these are things we will maybe go and try and see and come up with other problems. And I hope you will be there at our disposal so that
Definitely,
you
definitely.
can be a problem solver or so. But it's interesting. By the way, I thought at first I was gonna have a lot of it discussing this because it's not a field that I'm so knowledgeable on. But actually, I find it to be, I guess, one of the my best episodes I've done so far.
Yeah, very
Because
interesting.
you're such a good teacher.
Thank you.
Everything is in bullet points. By the way, if you listen to this podcast, by the way, you can take notes and stuff. Yeah, and you learn. In one of our favorite quotes, you said,
One of my favorite quotes is you don't learn how to swim by reading about water. You get into the water and you do your thing.
Get into the water and swim. All right, you guys, if you are looking to use AI, looking to use data, I would recommend. I guess I will also maybe enroll if I get time in some of your classes because this is something that is very helpful. It's something that we are going to be using day in day out, and especially in the field that we are in as traders. If we are able to collect data in a good way and use this data that we have collected maybe to prompt AI to give us, how we can be better humans in future, I believe this is something that is going to make us better traders than we were yesterday. And I have really enjoyed this episode. I have learned about especially prompting because every single day we prompt AI, together
almost
with the
this
team.
episode was prepared on
Yes.
AI.
Yes. So at least I know I have like 4 steps for if I need to prompt something, and Mazai imekuwa very enlightening, and I hope it for you guys also it has been enlightening. Yeah, and maybe we should bring her back for a deeper conversations on AI and data.
Yeah, and actually, would you mind telling us if we have maybe events and spaces where you guys meet and talk about all that?
Yeah, definitely. We do events on a yearly basis, 2 events. We're having the first event on May 1st, which is going to be a recruitment drive. It's basically going to be bringing in data professionals, data.
I guess the sound is over. It's okay.
We're wrapping up though.
So it's just the events too. So utaanza hapo kwa we do events, eh?
Yes, we do usually.
Do events. It's okay.
Yes, we usually do events on a biannually basis. We have the first one this year, 2026, coming up on May 1st, which is going to be a recruitment drive, bringing in together data and AI enthusiasts together with the professionals in the space and also a bunch of recruiters who are going to be telling us about hiring in the data and AI space right now in Kenya and also remotely from all over the world. The second one is going to be on October, which is our birthday month. We were born in October 2023. And so this year, October, we'll be turning 3 years old. And as we turn 3, we're going to be celebrating that with a datathon where everyone who has been learning from us and also welcome to the entire public to participate in a real challenge and win prizes. So yeah, that's something I'm really looking forward to. Please follow us on all our social media channels to be able to get updates on these events and possibly attend.
Amazing.
So I think by that mentality ni ya Chukan Kenyan Prince. Hii mwaka ni yetu. So keep winning.
Keep winning. It's been a pleasure having you. Let's meet again in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.